Hello again, folks. This is Kevin Kaplan again from the Infant and Early Childhood Mental Health team at the Children's Resource Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. This short tip video is another one of the ways that we're trying to support parent, teachers, and caregivers during this challenging time. The topic of this short tip video is making routines special. This is another strategy that is among many strategies that we use from the Devereaux Center for Resilient Children. And I'm going to try to explain this to you as best as I can in a short video in a way that you might use this with infants or young toddlers. So I think what are the three main parts, if I could break this down, might be responding to individual differences. And so making routines special is really about noticing what your child prefers, what they like. And so when they like something, you make note of that. Think about it in your mind and just try to remember it for next time. If you want to get real serious about it, you could make some notes. But this is where you being a good detective is going to come in handy. So thinking about what your child likes, what makes them happy, what makes them smile, sounds, activities, or toys. And then during everyday tasks or routines, finding ways to incorporate those things. Or maybe there's a special thing during that everyday task that they really seem to like that you could focus in on. So for example, during feeding time, maybe you know that there's a song that they really like or a tune that you kind of notice them, checking into or tuning into. You kind of notice their attention spikes a little bit. They don't look distraught or uncomfortable with it. So you might use that during that time, or maybe as a distraction during a challenging time. During diaper changing, you might engage them in conversation and talk about it. If your kiddo seems to have some energy, maybe you could talk about how fast you could do it and just share in their excitement. And this really allows for some bonding or connection to happen. They're also picking up this language, like they're getting the early building blocks of language, especially infants. And so you're really helping to build the structures in the brain that will allow them to use speech. And playtime is another one where, you certainly would want to incorporate those toys that they really like, make sure that they're available. Just making, again, like the title says, making those routines special for your kiddo. Maybe during nap or bedtime, we read their favorite story and maybe repeat their favorite part or a word that they seem to really get a giggle out of, or whatever you notice that they're really enjoying. Try and really focus in on that from time to time. And the last part that I think you might consider when doing this strategy is doing it with love and patience. Again, matching their level of excitement shows that you're engaged and that you're present one-on-one with them. They're the center of your world at that moment. You may need to add or shorten routines depending on whatever activity it is. Maybe they really enjoy it, but it wears them out quickly. So, instead of continuing it, you notice they're getting, a little uncomfortable with it. So go ahead and stop that. And if you're trying to match their level of excitement and they get out of control, maybe upset or crying, you certainly don't want to match that. You would want to be sure to always remain calm and flexible. I hope you were able to take something away from this. That's all I have. Thanks for joining me again for a short tip video, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for coming.